How's it going, YouTube? This is Rifleman Reviews coming at you today with a brief overview and first impressions of my home defense carbine, the Ruger AR-556, chambered in 5.56 millimeter NATO. First thing we're going to do before we start discussing this thing is we're going to unload. Since it is my bedside carbine, I keep a magazine loaded up. I don't keep a bullet in the chamber because it's just too easy just to run the slide or run the action right before you start going to work, defending your freedom and your happiness and your estate. So I do have a light mounted on this thing. It's just a cheap Walmart light, but it seems to be working just fine. It's a Nebo. Other than that, I know nothing about it other than it's like $40 at Walmart. Seems to be working just fine. Like I said, just make sure you change out the batteries regularly, probably every like 6 months. Not that I use the battery up, it's just a good idea. If I'm going to depend on this light, just make sure you keep fresh batteries in it. It's a good practice. So let's talk about the rifle as it comes from the store or the factory when you buy it. It doesn't come with any of this Magpul furniture on it at all, except the only thing Magpul that came with was a Gen 3 magazine, 30 round magazine, and the Magpul Ruger marked Magpul flip up sight. It's plastic. I marked it with some whiteout to see if it'd back out on me. It hasn't been backing out at all. It's been pretty rock solid, holding zero just fine. So that's good to go. It's coming with a standard charging handle, mil-spec buffer tube, and it's got a forged aluminum receiver. It's got a fixed front sight with serrations to cut down on glare. It looks pretty nice. It's got a bayonet logo on it. Probably won't ever use that, but it seems like a quality front sight to me. I like it. It's got the Ruger flash hider, the Mini 14 flash hider. Seems to do just fine. I'll probably swap that out at a later date when I just feel like it. It's not that important to me. What I did do immediately upon buying this though is I went to the MOE stock just for looks. I like it. Looks good. The one that came with was just a standard AR-15 one that you'd see, you know, on the lower end AR-15s. This is an entry-level AR. You can pick it up for about $6 to $6.50, maybe all the way up to $7, depending on where you buy from and where you're from in your state. But for an entry-level AR-15, you get a lot of standard features that Ruger didn't cut down on, which I do appreciate as a user. Like I said, mil-spec forged receivers, bottom and top. You get the cold hammer forged barrel, 1 in 8 twist, 5.56 NATO chamber. You get a QD point on that, also on that fixed sight. So what I don't like about the barrel though is I like the profile a lot. It's a thick barrel. I think it's a medium profile, but it feels pretty stout and it's heavy. It's heavy in the front, but I do not like the it's like a parkerizing or something that they put on it. It wears pretty easily, but it is a stout and rigid barrel, and it's an accurate barrel. It comes with a carbine length gas system. Not too fond of the carbine length gas system. I suppose maybe it's more reliable just because it overgasses the system. However, it will be harder on the internals of your rifle when you overgas it. I would like to see this in a mid-length gas system with a nitride barrel. It is cold hammer forged, as I said earlier, So I really like that about it. I don't remember the steel material that's made out of. Maybe it's 4140. Don't quote me on that, but I'll leave a link to Ruger's website where you can look it up. For any case though, an entry-level AR-15, this will definitely take care of whatever you need it to do. Whether that be hunting, recreational shooting, defending your estate or your home, your family. Let's put it back together real quick. So what I opted to do when I was upgrading the rifle upon purchasing it from the dealers, like I said, I put on the Magpul buttstock, the MOE Plus grip, the vertical grip, the forend, and then this little rail piece right here, and that added an extra $150, I forget, to the price of the rifle. But it made it more comfortable and ergonomic for me to use, and I think it looks leaps and bounds better than what it did coming from the factory. Let's see. Oh yeah, you might have seen me. I loosened and took off the handguards using Ruger's new design on their Delta ring. Instead of it being spring tension, it's actually you screw it on to tighten and to loosen it. So that's actually a really great design. I really appreciate that design. It was a little stiff at first, but once I started firing the rifle and getting used to it, I knew how tight to keep it to where it wouldn't walk off on me. The biggest issue wasn't it walking off, it was actually getting it loosened. It was a pretty big challenge trying to get that thing loose at first. So, but now it's perfect. I like it. What else about the rifle I can tell you? The trigger is not exceptional. It's pretty heavy. It's kind of gritty, and it's unpredictable for me. But despite all that, I can still manage to get some decent groups, especially with the 55 grain. Federal, Independence, PMC I used. I was still able to get with 55 grain ammunition just about a minute to a minute and a half at 100 yards. And that's exceptional for this carbine. Because this is definitely not designed for this that kind of accuracy, but I'm definitely achieving it. That's with the 55 grain M193. The 62 grain ammunition has performed a little bit differently. I was getting probably near 2.5 MOA with the 62 grain, and it's not with this Spark 2 I was using for accuracy. I was using a Nikon M223 with a BDC reticle at 100 yards, and that's where I was getting the accuracy. Now with a red dot, my group's opened up just because I can't see the target as well. So that's the only reason. And honestly, for this rifle's intended use and purpose, it's like I said, it's a fighting carbine for close quarters and in my home or immediately outside of my home. But it's a home defense carbine, so I don't need a 2 to 8 power scope to be on it at all times. Let's talk about the internals of the rifle real quick. It being an entry-level rifle, I think I found where they kind of did some cost savings, which doesn't make too much sense to me because I feel like if you just included the things we're about to talk about, it wouldn't be that expensive. First of all, the Nitride Finish on the bolt carrier group is excellent. It's got minimal wear after 300 rounds. On the top right here, the gas key staked properly. It's got a nice bolt. Works just fine. I don't like how it's a lightened bolt carrier group. See that? This one, especially if it's running a carbine link system, it should be out right up to here with a heavier profile. I guess you'd call it a full auto bolt carrier. You want that with the carbine system because it'll slow the bolt carrier when it's traveling through the buffer tube and cycling, being less abusive on your entire action. Also, I do not prefer how the firing pin is exposed right here, because what that does is when the action cycles, this firing pin is actually cocking the hammer as it's traveling backwards. So that is not something you want to be doing, is causing undue stress on your firing pin. That's a no-no. Also, let me show you. It is actually displaying some stress too. Take a look at that right there. Around the edge, how it's shining. That's just showing how much wear it is causing under fire. That's only 300 rounds. So if you are going to use this for any serious purpose or role, I recommend keeping a spare firing pin on you, or with the gun, maybe in the grip or something, because you don't want to be messing around without a firing pin in a dangerous situation. As a matter of fact, probably upgrading the bolt carrier group altogether, spending the extra $100 and getting a full auto bolt carrier with a protected firing pin, probably be your best bet if you're going to use this for serious applications. This little retainer pin too will also can bend under stress, because this is what's holding the firing pin in place. So it's kind of like a chain reaction. You know, if the firing pin is getting stressed on, then that retainer pin will also get some stress on it. So that's something to think about. The gas key and then the bolt carrier group are chrome plated on the inside where it interfaces the bolt. Seems to be made of a quality material though, so I like that. The optic I'm running here is the Spark 2 on loan from a friend. I like it so far. It seems to be a pretty good quality optic, but it's probably not going to stay on the rifle until I get my own. So there we go. Let's do a function check real quick. Perfect. So like I said, this trigger isn't definitely not a match grade trigger, but it'll get the job done if you take your time to learn it. Let's talk about accuracy. The accuracy of this rifle has been pretty exceptional. Like I said, 55 grain ammunition seems to like, and the 62 grain ammunition, it opens up a little bit. I got some of the ZQI 62 grain, so I'll have to check that out and see if that I can get better results with that. But I'd imagine with the 1 in 8 twist, it'd probably like the 69 grain match ammunition. So that's something I'll have to look into and post my results as well. Magazines, 130 round magazine is what, like I said, the mag pull that comes with. That's pretty cool. It's a quality magazine. There's a Gen 2. It runs flawlessly. Now that Magpul has come out with a 40 round magazine, I feel like that's a game changer for this platform. I mean, this is just, it looks kind of big and goofy, but man, you get so much more firepower now with this 40 round magazine. I really like it. Recommend if you can and your state allows you, pick up a couple of them because they work fantastically. And they're not overly obnoxious. They're not obnoxiously big. I mean, they look big, but they're not obnoxious, like I said. And they're, like I said, Magpul. It's durable stuff and it's quality. But So overall impressions of the Ruger AR-556, it's definitely a quality entry-level AR-15 that you can defend your home and your life with, and your family. Couple modifications can make this a really serious fighting carbine. Cover those real quick. I recommend you getting the barrel Cerakoted, about $100. You get the $150 worth of Magpul accessories. The bolt carrier group, probably would want to switch that out if you're planning on doing anything serious with it, because after extended use I could see the firing pin or maybe the retainer pin having some issues. So maybe going with more of a mil-spec bolt carrier group would probably be a better idea. So with that said, we're talking, you know, $250, $350 worth of accessories on top of a $650 rifle. So now we're already talking, you know, $900 to $1,000 in stuff that I would switch out, to include maybe another trigger, which could be about another $150. So we're talking about $1,100 in a rifle that would be fantastic, and definitely battle ready. But there's a lot of rifles out there that already come ready to go at that price point for $1,100 to $1,100. So something to think about. But if it's something you want to do gradually, the Ruger AR-556 is definitely an option. It comes ready to go out of the box, and then as you want to upgrade your rifle, you can do that. You know, just a little bit at a time, and it won't hurt your pocketbook. That's if you need something right away, and if you can wait and you want to build the rifle, which is probably a better option. If you have the expertise on doing it, that's probably the best overall way, is buying all the components and building it. But if you don't have the money to buy all the components and invest that $8,000 to $1,000 all at once, then I definitely recommend the Ruger AR-556 to get you started and get your foot in the door and get yourself armed and be ready to use this defensive carbine, because it is definitely accurate, dependable, and it's just it's a great piece of hardware right out of the box already. So make sure you pick up one of these and get familiar with it, take a couple classes with it, and just be a prepared citizen to defend your life, liberty, and happiness. And thank you for watching Rifleman Reviews. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you have a great and safe day, and always watch your six.